So now
What happened 15 years ago?
I'm watching Godzilla.
Show it to me. It wasn't a typhoon, okay? So stop. Look, I'm tired of talking to you about this. I want
I've
my
not
son.
seen this one.
I want to see my son. I want to know that he's all
Yeah,
right.
I've not seen this one.
This guy knows.
The last Godzilla movie I saw.
I want my son.
The last Godzilla movie I saw, which was kinda neat. I mean, I don't know if this is Godzilla 2 or not, because the last Godzilla movie I saw was with Godzilla in New York, or what the fuck ever that place was. New York, LA, California, anyways, at the end of the movie, it showed the eggs that Godzilla laid, and they were starting to hatch. And then the movie went blank. It was over. A lot of people wonder, how in the hell can Godzilla reproduce on his own if he's a boy and there's no female Godzilla? Well, I knew this from the very beginning because I remember way back when I was just a youngling, Godzilla, son of Godzilla and whatnot. Godzilla is Godzilla is asexual, meaning he can reproduce on his own. Now, there are some lizards. There are some lizards in Africa and in Brazil where the lizards can reproduce without a mate because they're asexual. Yeah, so, but I'm I don't know what the hell, but I'm kinda in a mood for sci-fi flicks, especially ones I've not really watched or seen, because well, I saw Godzilla versus King Kong, and I'm sorry, but Godzilla looks like a fucking drug dealer. I mean, he looks awful. And King Kong looks like cat tar. He looks like cat tar. And it looks like his fur has been tattooed onto his body. Yeah, Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla. That one really sucks because Godzilla looks like a buffed drug dealer. And King Kong looks like someone just drew him on a piece of paper, you know. There's a new Godzilla movie coming out called Godzilla -1, and then there's a Godzilla plus King Kong, Godzilla times plus King Kong times. What? I can't remember the movie. If you, here we go. Walk in the Sky. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Hold on just for a sec. Okay, here we go. The newest Godzilla movie. Okay, it's supposed to be released in 2024, which really isn't that far off. It's Godzilla times King Kong 2. So let's find out about this other one. Godzilla -1. When is this son of a bitch supposed to come out? Let's just
地球を人類に返してもらうぞ。俺は貴様を。
Just a fucking minute. Godzilla. That was that one was an animated piece of crap.
Godzilla -1.
What the hell did I just... What the hell did I just see?
Godzilla -1.
No fucking way. That
Godzilla.
cannot be.
-1.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This cannot be Godzilla. Look at this. That cannot be Godzilla. Oh my god! This Godzilla, if that's Godzilla, he looks worse than Godzilla versus King Kong. Oh my god! He looks like an acne freak. Well, when is
ゴジラ-1
December 1st. Only in theaters. My ass. He looks like a piece of shit. Oh my goddess. He looks like shit. Now, come on, new details on Godzilla.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now, for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the new live-action Japanese Godzilla movie on the way from Toho. Godzilla -1, which is due out in just a few months' time later on this year. Now, there has already been a ton of stuff discussed about this thing online, but I kind of want to help clear some things up and add to what's already been said in order to really set the tone for what we can all expect in November and December this year. Because this movie in particular sounds like something really cool as far as Godzilla goes. So first things first, there was actually a retraction that Forbes had to do in relation to this movie and its continuity. To put it simply, when the Godzilla -1 teaser first dropped, the website wrote something along the lines of, "This film is going to share continuity with Shin Godzilla, believe it or not." And I actually saw this article while I was making the first video I did on the trailer reveal, and before it went live, I had to cut a bunch of my own speculation on the film out due to it being retracted. Well, I have no idea how they're going to pull off the movie being in continuity with Shin, though, because it looks like a lot of people saw Godzilla squash a whole bunch of Japanese guys running around in the 50s or 40s, so it's like, wait, how did nobody expect it to come back like all those years later, and how did they not know what it is? So yeah, in short, though, what seems to really be going on here is that this movie is simply following up on Shin Godzilla, or inspired by Shin Godzilla, which is something you could say of any other movie. Like Fallen Kingdom was inspired by The Lost World. Indiana Jones was inspired by those old serials from the 1930s and 40s, or even that Return of Godzilla was inspired by the 1954 original Godzilla. You know, it was just kind of a saying to help articulate to the audience where some of these themes and filmmaking techniques are going to be coming from. So as far as the movie itself goes, well, here's what we have.
Alright, he looks fucking ugly. He doesn't even... Fuck, he doesn't even look like Godzilla.
Officially no. Godzilla -1 is a new movie written and directed by Takashita Yamazaki. The plot basically revolves around an already devastated post-war Japan facing a new threat in the form of Godzilla. It's dealing with the outcome of the atomic bombs that dropped during World War II, and during their rebuilding of the whole country, the king of the monsters shows up, so you can already tell that it's kind of going for a remake of the 1954 original in some sense. Which is interesting because that's kind of what Shin Godzilla was, only in a contemporary way. So I guess a way to describe it in King Kong terms is Shin Godzilla was the modern 1976 remake, while -1 is the more faithful Peter Jackson redo from 2005. Or at least that's how my mind is describing it right now. Now, the director spoke on the film with the following comments. Post-war Japan has lost everything. The film depicts an existence that gives unprecedented despair. The title Godzilla -1 was created with this in mind. In order to depict this, the staff and I have worked together to create a setting where Godzilla looks as if fear itself is walking towards us, and where despair is piled on top of despair. I think this is the culmination of all the films I have made to date, and one that deserves to be experienced rather than watched in the theater. I hope you will experience the most terrifying Godzilla in the best possible environment. Now, that is something very interesting to say. So it looks like they are really trying to hype this movie up as the most terrifying incarnation combination of a Godzilla story that they could come up with, and that it's supposed to be a movie full of devastation and despair. That sounds an awful lot like what the 1954 original did, so I gotta say I am really liking where this is all going so far. Now, as for Godzilla himself, this actually isn't the first time the director has used him in a movie before. Way back in 2007, Takashita Yamazaki used Godzilla in a cameo for the movie Always, Sunset on 3rd Street 2, where the monster appeared in a dream sequence. And he also used the monster in a short film I'm sure many Americans haven't seen just yet, called Godzilla the Ride, Giant Monsters Ultimate Battle from 2 years ago, which was basically a short film created for an amusement park ride. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. They got some cool redesigns of the classic monsters. Godzilla's not alone. Rodan and King Ghidorah were there too. Now, the look of Godzilla here is extremely fun in my opinion, and I think I like the teeth of the monster the most. When I made my video on how Godzilla looks in the teaser reveal, I mentioned that he looks like a combination of the MonsterVerse version and Shin Godzilla looks, but also reminded me the most of the Heisei Godzilla. I used Return of Godzilla as like the one that was coming to mind, which ironically, that's exactly how he's described in the trivia section of the Wikizilla article on the short film. Albeit they're also saying that this movie follows up on Shin Godzilla, so I'm sure that it's a little different to what's solely in the ride's design as well. It looks pretty similar to that though. Personally, I'm looking forward to this movie the most out of the new projects that are coming out for the monster. How it will rank alongside everything else is anyone's guess right now, but this is what we know about the movie so far from official sources. Anyways, guys, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions on Godzilla Minus One. There's been some miscommunication with how this film fits into all of the other ones, but it does have a lot of backstory and history that's already been established in designs and even remakes and reimaginings of previous incarnations of the monster. Now, I'd love to hear what all of you guys think about this project. Are you excited to see Godzilla Minus One? How do you think it's going to stack up in comparison to the original?
No, I'm not excited about seeing it at all. Because he fucking looks ugly. He looks fucking disgusting.
And I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody.
Oh, there's a Godzilla 2000. Okay, let's see. Godzilla 2019. Godzilla 2019 is Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm done. They are making Godzilla look.
No, not you. I'm done talking to you. All right? Well, you're looking at me right now like I'm in a fish tank, right? That's fine because I'm not happy. You keep telling everybody that this place is a